I know that Fate has some pretty good scrim partners as it is. They're in some of the better groups. And you know who's in a great group? It's Lootbet, because they're in a group with us. They're our pals, they're our partners, and they've given us the odds, and it seems like it's a pretty 50-50 coin flip. I guess I'd agree with this when you consider everything and when you consider the standard as well. Should be exciting to see how it all turns out.
Well, Galaxy Racer will start on the CT side. They have a couple flashes on Taz. Blessing trying to get aggressive in through middle. 1-for-1 exchange. There's nobody supporting him whatsoever, but it's an A-sided stack from the Galaxy Racer side, so this might be a bit of a bait, a lure into the trap. They found another frag on Freddy Frog, but they may not check Relaxa. Furiously spray. Oh no, Relaxa. Those have to be shots you hit. Dezen able to get at least a handle on things, but they know this player's in towards the ticket booth. Tabs now gets things done. Swings from CT and eliminates the remaining Fate players. Pistol round goes to Galaxy Racer.
You can see Relaxa just thinking in his head there, please let me get this, dear God. But of course his teammates are there to pick up the slack. Very interesting stack, especially in a day and age where the modern meta of Mirage pistol rounds, well, I say modern, it's 2 months old, but is more that you play a retake with 3 players just sitting inside CT spawn and 1 anchor player on either side. So very interesting take on things. Galaxy Racer might have just had some time to prepare for Fate as well. Obviously, if you win a best of 1, you've got a huge advantage over there. Freddy Frog, though, MP9 may be ready, but he's only good for 1. Ships and Patrick come back for 1 apiece as well, but it's really the CTs who have come back and have started cleaning this up. All these Eagles will do for is pay for themselves, though it is a 2v3, so maybe they can get some shots.
First point of contact, Mar gonna be taking some shots. Ships are able to get 1. Oh, the adjustment's fast enough. They tap the bomb. He has to try and at least honor that fact, and while Plessin gonna swing out wide, take the round for Galaxy Racer. Still an expensive one for them to be losing that many players against just the upgraded pistols, and with Fate getting the bomb planted, getting the additional kills that come with it, they'll have a very strong buy coming into this 3rd round.
I think a big difference maker, to add to your point, is also the fact that there were quite a few Falma skills in there. So it's not even like you can console yourself and pat yourself on the back and say, it's okay, guys, we lost 3 players, but look at how many MP9 kills we had. Yes, they had a few. I'm not going to take that away from them, but it's not quite enough to say, yeah, we can pull out an AWP maybe or something on those lines. So this should be interesting to see how it goes. Freddy Frog now with just a smoke, and it's going to be a fast A-side hit. Walker's moving forward. The entry is good. He needs to turn around, but it's Tamsin behind who's able to make quick work of them. Ships will come through late from Palace, lurking out, but he himself has also fallen. Who can 3v2 Mar and Nikki, both trying to fight back, and Fate will not have much of a chance left. Once again, a 2v1, and the bomb is picked up, but Mar, he's run away with it, and so much time to play with.
Yeah, neither of the Galaxy Racer players that remain were peeking in for it. Just as that smoke faded, Ramp thought maybe he'd get caught in the back, but Mar's making the full rotation. They are clearing the site. They are getting that information. But I don't think they'll read into it quite fast enough. He should be able to get a free pathway into the bomb site. They have to honor that he could just be lingering outside of A, and well, Mar has a world of options now in the 1v2. Galaxy Racer, if they don't double up together, could be in for a bit of a surprise.
Ooh. He's actually playing this from apartments. It's slightly surprising. Relaxa and Deson's actually got a lot of utility as well, so considering it's planted 4 short, technically, this is a very doable retake, because all you have to do is molly out short, and then you're comparatively safer. Just hard clear bench on your own, but they will molly out VAD instead, expecting the slightly more frustrating angle to deal with. Mar is waiting to swing out. Seems like they're sticking it for now. He sees the legs, and he's able to come through with 2. Fate allowed to get away with a round that they really did not seem like they deserved. And can I just very quickly point out some basic mistakes also being made? Firstly, that's a beautiful 1v2. Mar definitely taking it away right there. But initially, the reason why Tabs gets those 2 kills is because Blocker enters onto the bomb site. He gets a beautiful first kill, just an immediate tap with the Eki. Then he's moving forward to contest the CT player. The second player who's right next to him, he's just not turning around to check on the Palace. Guys, remember, protocol is always this. If you are going in as the entry, second player always hard clears. But unfortunately, just some things falling apart, and what's even more disappointing was it's not even like it was Ships who made that mistake. Ships is coming from Ballas. He's just being given the lurk position. Like, yeah, you stay on your own. You figure it out on your own. We're going to be over here.
I love that the first gun round is just so quickly paced, though, from Fate.
Yes.
They really caught Galaxy Racer really kind of asleep, expecting things a little bit slower. Maybe that factors into why they don't hard clear under Balak, but still a mistake, like you said. Should go punished as it was. Mar going to find the opening kill onto Freddy Frog, looking for a bit of information towards Palace. And while they are having a few issues getting the kills, Tabs has at least found and finished off the frag that Freddy Frog aligned up for him. There's reinforcements coming, but they are far, far and away. It's far too slow, and this is a round that Fate should be able to get away with relatively cleanly.
I find it reassuring that Tabs so far has found a kill every single round, and multi-kills in most of them so far. Of course, it's only 3 rounds in, but it's always nice to see someone going into it having a great performance from the very beginning. You can really rely on them to carry you through a half, even though sometimes when the switch comes in, that's not really going to stay true. Now, what's a little bit worrying is that Relaxa is halfway through MI6 training, which might be a little bit difficult to cope with, considering he is supposed to be one of the veterans who's guiding through the young guns to the light. Oh, nasty shot.
Yeah, just to touch on that. Yeah, they haven't really given the chance for Relaxer to get his hands on the AWP yet, right? Just the fact that the first gun round just cascades out of control. They lose so many in the anti-eco in the second round as well. The money hasn't looked good on the CT side enough that the scoped weapons can come out, and now Fate are in the driver's seat. There's an eco on the cards in Galaxy Racer. They've just got the standard issue pistols. I see a Zeus among them, but I'm hoping for at least the broadcast's sake that he gets nothing accomplished with it.
Pew pew.
Yeah, I heard some of the noises on the V stream earlier, and I was.
Squid does a surprisingly good impression, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But hey, this is just a throwaway round. We aren't really going to be given much beyond just some nice anti-eco frags. I say that, but Patrick does, of course, let the CTs get away. Wouldn't mind seeing the bomb change its mind into where it wants to go. Ships is hunting eco frags. He will be moving forward, getting whatever he can. Remember, he doesn't get much of a chance to improve his HLTV rating on contact sometimes, so may as well do it here. Contact just hasn't been playing, man. I feel so bad for them.
Yeah. I think they were taking part in, I think, the Unspark tournament, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, they've had a pretty rough go of things.
I'm excited to see what they do with Snappy, though. I think that could really turn a few things around. Should be fun. But right now, we're not casting contact, even if we are casting a contact player. Dezon, with his P2000, is plinking away, hoping he can find something, and hoping he can justify the fact that he has a P2K.
If he somehow mastermind baits somebody into a Zeus kill, I will applaud the man. But yeah, he's not going to get it. Patrick eliminates him. No potential for a Zeus frag in that round. Still no money for an AWP on the Galaxy Racer side. They'll invest in rifles instead. They will be missing out on some bits of utility, so no kits available. So it has to be strong sight holds or maybe some early control gained from the CT side, I think, to really disrupt the flow that Fate have found themselves in. They're getting some really fast control of segments of the map. You're looking at mid, taking a ramp away from the CT side. Fate are really showing to be a pretty dominant force at the moment.
Yes. And that's even more clear when you consider that it's now 6 rounds and we haven't seen an op. Now, Patrick slowly just crept out. He's dropped the bomb, unfortunately, and with that, ships will fall as well. 5 versus 3, and it seems like all Galaxy Racer really needed was for people to walk into their crosshair and walk into their bomb sites without any utility or so. Mar, at the very least, is good for a return, looking for more, but he can't quite manage the multi-kill this time around.
Yep, I sing the praises of that fast pace, the aggressive nature of them so far, and, well, I mean, they got position, but they lose the bomb in an instant, so it has to be recovery. There's some sneaky plays in towards CT spawn, so Freddy Frog may get backstabbed in just a moment, and that will make it so that they have a crossfire between these two T-sided players while these CTs are all just making sure they don't get hands on the bomb. Nikki, there, he'll execute the player from behind. He knows that these players are more in towards the connector, and they have to back themselves away, trying to make sure they don't fall into the trap, and this will actually allow the plant for Fate.
How is this a thing? They can actually easily bring it back at this point. They're just trying to fight away, get some wallbangs. Blessing, he's got the perfect angle for stairs in the meanwhile. He's not going to let them get anything. Peeks out for one. He's turned it back to a 2v2. And Blocker and Nikki are just coming through and cleaning it all up. They're untouchable. They literally won a 2v4.
That is something that should never happen. In particular, the flank from Nikki. The idea that nobody even considers a flank. Usually there's dedicated B-side anchors that are constantly paranoid about exactly that, because all of the onus falls on you. You're the one that's supposed to lock down that side of the map. And I get it. The bomb is down. They have to go and recover it. But there's still a whole map that they can run through. And there was a lot of time to do it.
And it's not even just that, it's also the fact that when you keep in mind, even when you consider Blocker did not come from Palace. Blocker went from A main. He's able to cross over directly into default when they've known where he is for a very long time. That in itself is a little bit worrying. Yes, I know there's some Molotovs thrown by Nikki. There's absolutely, the T's played it beautifully. I'm not taking anything away from them. But Galaxy RACER really dropping the ball in a few places. And you know what? You can drop balls all you want. You're not going to drop any ops to RACER anytime soon because it's 7 rounds in. We have yet to see him on the AWP.
Yeah, it's a hard life right now for RACER. His highest impact weapon is unaffordable. I mean, props where props are due. Fate are remaining composed in some of these disadvantageous positions. When they're men down, when it comes to a 1 versus 2, a 2 versus 4, they've pulled it off thus far. Albeit mistakes by Galaxy RACER are lined in those for sure, but isn't every clutch. It does seem like they're going to be walking into the stack here from Galaxy RACER, so this could be a bit of an issue unless Blocker just kills everybody, it seems. So never mind. It's all just a fiesta. Okay, Tabs gets a couple of kills with the Deagle. Wow, RACER on 10 HP, not given the chance. A 5th round for Fate, a very controlling start to this game.
I'd like to bring everyone's attention back to when I said Blocker is a stud. And I would like everyone to remember that. And I'd also like everyone to remember that Blocker isn't the only stud around. We've got some studs in our partner list, and one of them is definitely Hellcase. And you know what? You know why they're stud?
Yeah.
Yumi?
Yeah, I do know why.
It's because they have... Really? Tell me why, Yumi.
Well, it's because of the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battles, tons of giveaways per month, and more absolutely unique features. You can use the promo codes that were on screen or down below to save yourself some money and grab what you deserve. We missed a couple of kills while I was doing the plug, but hey ho, Galaxy RACER are actually fighting back now that they've got these hands on the AWPs. Tabs, RACER. RACER's yet to have too much impact given he wasn't close to the site, but they're still doing so much damage. A 5 versus 3 in which Fate are losing out on utility and the exchanges. Tabs with another frag, Blocker trying to get aggressive, and Mar, a 1 versus 5 from this position. It's going to be difficult, especially on 9 HP.
Well, you say that, but maybe no. He's saying his AK, understandably so as well. But this is just one of those rounds where even when they got the initial 2 kills, I was just thinking to myself, they're gonna lose this, aren't they? But Galaxy RACER fortunately do bring it all together. I don't think the double op had particularly large amounts to do with it. I think they were just able to catch a few of these players off guard and then not let someone flank through from behind and kill them all. So that's obviously very beneficial. And credit where it's due, Galaxy RACER have been incredibly good at finding early advantages quite a few rounds in already. So there is that.
Well, the fact that they are pretty adamant on setting on this double op setup does mean that it will put a consistent strain on the economy if they're not able to recover that into following rounds. And so This could be a pace breaker for Fate. This needs to be some consecutive rounds on field from that CT side. And for now, the execute is going pretty much unchecked. Tabs has been smoked off. There's nobody really close enough from the Galaxy Racer side to contest. And so this bomb can get planted safely in a 5-on-5.
Oh, Walker's waiting for them. He's got the information, and despite the flashbang, Pleasant will just be able to tap away on his head. Ships, in the meanwhile, going in for the big flank, and Patrick just wants to delay long enough that he can get here. Patrick's positioning is impeccable, but his aim is not. Ships is now in from behind, though, and he could just chomp down on all these heads one by one, lines them all up. The trigger discipline is there. Ships has got one, he's got two, but the third has been missed. It's all down to Nicky. He's got another, and into smoke they go. They're trying to get the defuse. They can't get it done. Fate is on 6 rounds. That was chaotic.
Oh my goodness. What an effort from Ships to make that feasible, but I mean, it comes close. Like, he's on the defuse. If Mar doesn't land that burst, his teammates reloading. It really does come down close, but it had to be Ships. It had to be that man that stepped up to the plate in the moment, because you could see it adding to the confusion. Galaxy Racer darting between so many angles about where they're going to get shot from. They threw so many smokes on the bomb. It was just so hard to keep track of where these players were and what you had to do to respond to it properly. And they were running out of time.
Oh, it actually looked like Ships might have been set up for an ace from there. It's almost ridiculous. Well, not an ace. They had a kill before too, I think, but still, just ridiculous flanks coming in time and time again. Fate just able to weasel a player through somehow or the other, Mumi. It's just working out beautifully for them.
And that's a bit concerning when the Galaxy Racer, granted, they don't play too many games. Obviously, they're having a bit more activity now that the player break's going to be over, or is over rather. So you expect to see them participating more and more. But I mean, just allowing these sneaky plays, those really can break you mentally if you consistently don't get the opportunity to shoot back. I mean, Relaxer's getting shot in the back. Patrick with 3 quick entries on the side of Fate. This round's over. It's done. These B-side players, they just want to save.
Yeah, that's alt chat open and S right there. Ships even catching off the Opera, taking him down. Dez on to bring it back and finish him off, but he's going to be hunted too pretty soon. There's plenty of time left while the bomb is taking away. Dezon can't really bring it back, and if he reveals his position over here, he will be dead. If he doesn't, he's probably still dead. Got players coming in from behind. Mar as well has locked him into ladder room, and Dezon just says, I'm just going to smoke myself off, but he doesn't realize that there's already a T-side player, and that's Nicky, who's taking the duel. Dezon needs to fight his way out. I think he's not going to get the chance.
What a round from Patrick, man. I mean, just entering solo into the site, 3 kills back to back to back. I mean, this one's quick, the next one's even quicker. But I mean, this just speaks volumes to what we've been saying about the fact that Galaxy Racer just don't seem to have it in their minds as to what is open when they're playing individual spots. The fact that one of the players gets caught shot in the back from Palace, when typically you'd have somebody maybe connector or jungle or sort of top stairs to spot in that position to allow you to make a play peering in towards A-ramp. But no, the adaptations aren't there. They're not keeping that presence of mind, and Fate are just on a tear. I mean, Ships 2 kills to start off this round. Granted, it's just against pistols, but Fate have the full run of the map, really.
Fate scored a lot, unfortunately. Galaxy Racers, if I'm not wrong, they've had Relax on an AWP 2 rounds out of 11 so far. And now they have a chance in this one as they've recovered an AK-47 on a player who has Kevlar. Bomb is down. They're going to try for the retake. It's not like you've got much else to do. As at this point, it's all about getting the round wins on the board. They're trying to tap away. Tabs is good for 1 at the very least. But Mar and Nicky have been in many a clutch round, so we can't count them out. Mar from his good old apartment's position, good for 1. Nicky brings it back to just a single CT. But it's Tabs who's been looking very good. but can't look good enough. 15-8 on the man. He is really the only ray of hope that Galaxy has.
Yeah, I don't know what the change is here. I was hoping that when Relaxer got his hands on the AWP that he'd start being a dominant force for Galaxy Racer, but Fate just keep hitting A, and Relaxer's not at that site. He's been close enough in a couple of the rounds, but when they've had the double AWP setup, it's been Tabs wielding that until he's had to show his proficiencies on it. We do now see a bit more of a B-centric default here from Fate, and this time Relaxer gets the opening chance.
Well, again, advantages need to be capitalized on. I was told I was smart at maths when I was in primary school. Now I suck at it. It's because I never worked on it. You've got to finish off, man. You've got to finish off. Lesson for life right there. Galaxy Racer, though, they need more than life lessons. They need lessons for the next 15 minutes and how they can bring it back on their CT side. 1:10 on the clock, Yumi. There's another flank. How is there a flank every single round? Ships is in the back lines again.
Oh,
this is the third game-changing
and they have
flank.
no idea. He's got two. Just... Somebody hit me. Relaxer. A couple of kills so far in the AWP. This cannot keep happening. A 3-on-3. This bomb gets planted for Fate. And Galaxy Racers, finally, they're getting some action out of Relaxer. They're finally going towards his site, so he's able to hit these shots. Now brings it to the 2-on-2, but he's been dealt with. Now Tabs and Freddy. All that's left to bring this back for Galaxy Racer. Surely not a 9th round on field. It's a rough spray to start things off, but Patrick's been sharp the first. The second, he fluffed Freddy Frog out. He goes for the swing, and Fate get a 9th. It cannot keep happening. What is going on in the Galaxy Racer comms that they just keep getting blanked?
You know what? I think I've understood what's going wrong. Okay, Yumi, are you ready to have your mind blown?
Sure.
Yumi, you know racers. You know what's unique about racers? They're always going forward. So whenever they need to go back to check something, they have to go take a full lap. So Galaxy Racer, they just can't turn around. That's the problem, because their track's one way.
Somebody give this team a handbrake so they can at least pull a quick 180. Anyway, fast play towards B. There's nobody really alive to stop them or slow them down as Plesson's dealt with. The bomb planted. Again, rinse, repeat. Fate are in control. And Galaxy Racers, it's just so deflated. I don't know what's going on. Who's even playing in the server, really. Fate are doing a great job of being aggressive and punishing Galaxy Racers for these mistakes. Like, some teams wouldn't be able to capitalize on those positions because they take less risks. But Fate are taking the risks, and it's working wonders for them so far. They'll lose some weapons in this endeavor, but the round is still won. And I mean, double digits, 10-5, 11-4, that's still looking fantastic for Fate going into the second half.
Yeah. Fate's also won basically every single clutch situation they've been in. Right? I think they may have lost one.
What, Galaxy Racers in a clutch?
Yeah, I think Fate's only lost one clutch so far. Where, well, in all fairness, it wasn't a clutch, it was just a 1v4 that they lost, and I thought that they'd win it. But yeah, so Fate's literally won every single clutch round where they've had a chance, and it's not 1v4. So Galaxy Racer, they've got a lot to do on the drawing board, and unfortunately for them, Fate will not be giving them too much time. I hope this technical timeout can be used to good avail, even though, of course, I'm not saying that the teams are doing this to have a tactical timeout. But hey, if you've got a technical timeout, just let your mind reset. Figure out what's going wrong. Figure out that, hey, you can actually turn around as well, which is quite good. It's modern day cars, man. That's just how good they are. But should be interesting to see how Fate can circumnavigate their way on the CT side as well. One thing that I will note is that what I really enjoy watching is Ships is just doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It really just looks like Fate saying, okay, we are going to do this. Ships, just kill. Figure it out.
But it didn't.
And he does.
But it didn't seem like it started like that either. Like the more this game has
Yes.
slipped away from Galaxy Racer, the more they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna try and take this part of the map. Ships, do whatever you want to do. You're your own captain of your own ship.
We believe in you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, I was asking the question. I was hoping that Chips would be able to overperform here, and so far he has. The numbers don't reflect it at all because obviously his impact is more in the fact that he somehow comes in from the side and from behind to smack their heads. But it's just beautiful Counter-Strike. It's not good Counter-Strike by any stretch of the imagination from Fate. I'm not saying that they're the most tactically sound or anything, but it's beautiful Counter-Strike. It's fun Counter-Strike. It's, hey, we're all just really good individually and we're just making it work because we have a stand-in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I might disagree on the beauty part, but it has been fun. It has certainly been fun. It has been entertaining.
Okay, let me rephrase. This is Counter-Strike you wouldn't settle down with, you wouldn't live your life with, but you'd go on a Tinder date with.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yes.
I'm in the same boat as you. I do hope that they use this time to just reflect, calm themselves down, and just really fix the holes that are so apparent. You say racers can't look or can't turn back, can't,
There is a rear view mirror.
Yeah, exactly. And you say modern day cars, some of them even have cameras so that you can see it on your HUD or something.
Hey, I mean, I hope they don't have any cameras in there.
That won't be on CS. We're not having tactical cams. That's another quote unquote tactical FPS. But
hey, don't talk about Rainbow Six that way.
Oh shoot! Yeah, true.
That's an actual esport.
Yeah, I forgot that actually had that as well. In fairness,
Fate, however, it's back to the game for them. It's back to figuring out how they can next look to take control of the side. Galaxy Races have found themselves 2 AWPs yet again, and the 2 AKs that were saved up from the previous round might be able to come into play. Flashbangs there early on. I like this. Relax has gotten very aggressive. This is really good to see. They've got 4 players in the A side and no one in mid. And they should be able to come out on top here, Yumi. But should is a big word. And Relax has got a big kill, but he needs more. He's come through with 2. A third is not quite on the book, so it's back to a 3v3.
So close for Relax on the third, but there's Dezen finally chiming in. Mar able to equalize the exchange. So they've got the kills that were necessary to take this A bomb site. The problem is the utility has begun to fade, and I'm not even sure if they really do fully commit to this. The rotations here from Tabs, they're not even really covering for each other, but Tabs doesn't swing out. The flash is good, but it blinds his teammate up as well, and the missed shot. Blocker's able to find the isolated duel, and he gets it done. 4 kills for Blocker for Fate, and there it is. At least an 11-4 half from Fate, and given the fact that the money is not looking the prettiest on Galaxy Racer, maybe a 12th as well.
That flashbang was...
It was good if he turned away and they knew just how deep it was going to go, it would have been perfect. But
no, but the problem is, why are you throwing it low?
Yeah.
Like, a high flashbang over the building is exactly the same, but it doesn't blind your teammate in any circumstance. But it is what it is. Dezon takes down Blocker early on. At least they're getting the advantages, but they're getting half the round right on the CT side. They're getting it to a 5v3. They're getting it to a 4v3. They're getting it to a 5v4. Now the question is, can you close out? And immediately the trade is there because there's a slight gap in the smoke that Lesson was hoping to exploit, but instead he's the one who is exploited. Patrick bunny hops forward to his death, but he gives information to Nikki, and Nikki's just hoping he can find that kill, but all he can do is bring Dezon down low. They will have Chips now aggressing forward, and he's done so silently. He hasn't been using the bench, so they might not realize it again. And they're not checking for the flanks just yet. Tabs is caught off. Ship brings it back. Freddy Frog is solo on this site, and he misses his shot as well. These 2 AWPs on a retake were going to be hard enough, but Freddy Frog is getting aggressive to make things slightly easier.
Chips is in such an awkward position, and he's the one that has to try and delay them from going for the defuse, because look at what Nicky's doing. He's wrapping all the way through middle. It's going to be a couple of players coming from the same rotations. Galaxy Racers have just traversed Ships. First kill there. Nicky going to take the long-range duel, trying to get them off the defuse, but Relaxa covers. Freddy Frog going to get the defuse. And it's an 11-4 half. It has not been a pretty ride to the halfway mark, but Fate, they dominate, they take advantage of the holes in Galaxy Racer's defense, and now they'll have a chance to defend themselves.
Freddy Frog getting away with 1 point of HP might have been the difference maker there. If I'm not wrong, the reason why that was also the case was because Relaxer moved into the path with the bullet. And then afterwards, Blocker just couldn't adjust his spray perfectly because Relaxer's position wasn't directly in front of him. He swung a little bit wider. So slightly fortunate circumstances, but honestly, Galaxy Racers could really use some good fortune. So hey, a round win's a round win, and they do finally get one on the board after quite a few places where they had the advantage and lost it. Again, though, Ships does get in from behind them and kill a couple of people. So there is that. And you can see how scared they were when Ships comes through from jungle initially as well. They're just terrified and checking. In fact, if Ships had waited a little while longer so his teammate could be in position, though obviously you can see why he didn't, his teammate would have actually been able to kill the Opera who was scoped in onto Ships' position too. So
yeah.
Slightly unfortunate situation, but yeah.
It's actually one of those positions where, because of the timing he took, he slowed things down, I think, because he expected somebody to be holding it at this point in the game. But if he had gone quickly, he would have found a timing, and if he had gone slower, he would have found another good timing to line up 2 kills. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a weird position. Anyway, we have our partners over at LootBet. We saw it was more of a 50-50 in the first half. Less so now, and you can understand why.
This is the ultimate, like, I'm just imagining the guy in the LootBet partner, like LootBet odds, is just sitting there thinking, these teams without data.
Yeah.
But yes,
I mean,
could still end up working out for them. You know, Galaxy Racers can bring it back on their T side.
Yeah, and I mean, best of ones are always hard to predict, even at the highest level, right? Just because, you know, you could have an off map. I mean, that could definitely be what's happening here with Galaxy Racer, but it's an off map in the fact that I feel some of the shots from Galaxy Racer haven't been as sharp as I know some of the players can be, but also just the gaps. Like, a CT side should not be riddled with holes like some kind of cheese. I wish I had like an appropriate cheese in mind to reference, but yeah, I mean that works. But I felt like that was too generic.
You know what? Holy cheese!
You're gonna find a link to some blessed cheese.
It literally just says Swiss.
Ah, okay.
That's the first thing that comes in. But hey, it is what it is. However, Fate are going for the... What is up with these teams with these 4-man stacks on the CT side of the A? Like, Blocker waiting for the peaks to come in. It's Patrick and himself to completely clean them up from the very beginning. It's just headshots all around. The T's are gone.
Everybody but Tabs. The bomb's dropped on top of the boxes as well, so this is going to be an awkward enough one to recover. Oh, Nade's going to sail right past. Yeah, this is really difficult for Tabs. They're playing this out patiently, giving him a lot of respect, and while Ships is the loose cannon, he takes the high ground, and Anakin stands no chance. Fate, a 12th, and, I mean, that needed to be the first piece of the puzzle, right, for Galaxy Racer.
Something very important to quickly take note as I just checked the scoreboards. Relax is sitting on 10 and 13 right now, and he's the only person other than Tabs who have broken double digits, which is ridiculous when you consider Relaxo was 0 and 6 and then 1 and 7 at a point. So, you know, mad props for Relaxo for bringing it back, but the rest of his teammates, they've definitely quieted down a lot more. So, you have to be asking yourself what's going on within the Galaxy Racers camp at this point. They need a pit stop, if anything.
Well, I don't know that things are going to slow down that much. Does seem like Fate are about ready to lap their opponents. And while there's not going to get too aggressive, understanding that the pistols can still wreak havoc, Galaxy Racer is still spread out, hoping for a mistake. This actually might be a good timing here from Flexen. Oh, Deson's going to get found, and while there was an opportunity through middle, there's now 3 players staring Blessin down in that position, and, well, the hopes of Galaxy Racer coming up with a miracle in this round have dwindled to next to nothing. Now soon to be nothing. Tabs last alone.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a hard comeback.
I mean, even in a round like this, you'd expect somebody to carry the bomb, right?
Yeah.
And it's just been sitting in T-spawn, just chilling.
Yeah, I think Galaxy Racer may have slightly internally given up at this point, which is always a shame to see, but it is also very understandable in case it is the case. It's been a difficult map for them so far. Fate at this stage, though, when everything is groovy for them, probably going to see some more aggression to come out from those MP9s. Should be interesting to see how it works.
Blocker going to be the one to lead the charge. Blessing's going to find him, but lose a teammate in going for those fights. Blocker still pushing the envelope. Mar as well is picking up the mantle, and this time Galaxy Racer find an advantage. A 4-on-2 to start things out now that they've got their hands on rifles. A good start. We'll see if they're able to at least congregate, find their way into one of these bomb sites, because Fate, they're looking for a bit of information, and Patrick might catch the bomb. Oh, he does. Dezen's been dropped. Brings the numbers closer, and that wreaks a little bit of a timing issue now for Galaxy Racer. They need to go and recover that.
Buddy Folk is moving forward aggressively, and Patrick's got him off. So with that, Patrick also upgrades his weapon. He's back to Khalil, is taking the duel versus Tabs, and now that Tabs' position is known, he's turned around, found Nikki, but the bomb has been recovered in the meanwhile. Patrick trying to move back in. There is a player inside the ladder room, and I think he should have realized that by now, given the fact that he heard the vent break, but Patrick will just be moving straight past. Market is smoked off. He's going to be looking to jump through that smoke and see if he can find any kills.
Good repositioning all the way through this from Patrick, but Pleasant, staring at the smoke, finally lands the frag. They get their first T-side round here on Galaxy Racer. A great effort, really, in the 2 versus 4 from Patrick, but just needed a little bit more support. Galaxy Racer, a huge sigh of relief. That could have definitely fallen away from them.
It did look like that for a minute or two, but Fate, they've still got a long way to fall before Galaxy Racer can start convincing us of the comeback potential. However, Tab's early kill comes out. Nikki to fall. Blocker's getting aggressive. They don't really have too many nades to fire through afterwards. Instead, it's Blocker to find another kill, doing it the old-fashioned way. The 4 versus 3, the CT is trying to back off, but Freddy Frog awaits, and he has also somehow been dissuaded from holding that position.
Yeah, very low HP on Blocker now. They have been conceded or given a bit of mid-control. Patrick, oh, he hears the footsteps, tries to trace him down, but a big miss. And now Galaxy Racers are firmly in the driver's seat. It doesn't seem like Fate want to contest it. Yep, Ships is already backing himself away. Blocker, because he's low HP as well, this makes it a very hard round to win for them.
Yeah, this looked like it should have been theirs after it came down to a 4v3 and Patrick couldn't get any kills to trade. But at the end of it all, Patrick, he is actually...
This looks like the definition of overthinking it on the Galaxy Racer side. They've got an open A bomb site. They've lost one player. It's now equal numbers. And, I mean, Ships is still in a position to really throw a bit of a spanner in the works.
See, I don't know how, but somehow Ships is literally flanking them the same way while he's on the CT side as well. This is doable from Ships. He's moving forward. He's found the first. He doesn't have bullets, so he'll reposition and wait for his teammate. He has got a kit to RACER. He's in an awkward position as it is, but the first shots will be taken by him, and he's got one, but not the second. What is this game?
It's so confusing to see, obviously, because we have, like, we have a bird's eye view, right? We can see everything.
Yes,
but at the same
absolutely.
time, against any other position, had this game not gone as bad as this for Galaxy Racer so far, I don't think they hesitate to get the plant there. But they just seem so tepid, so timid, so scared of what Fate have in line with them. Even when they have the numbers advantage, a full bomb site, and maybe the information as well. I don't know that they had that. That blocker was low HP. It's just I'm losing the grip of what to really call the round, because I thought 100% Fate were just gonna save.
Well, Relax has at least found one kill early on while he's blind. We'll be lining up for the top connector smoke as it gets deployed out. Blocker and Patrick hoping to get aggressive from connector. This time Patrick's in a great position. The flashbang is there, but the UMP will be what capitalizes across the board. 3 kills coming out and leaves Nikki in a 1v5, and even Nikki can't get this together. Come on. Don't make me regret saying that, Nikki.
Understandably slow approach this time around for Galaxy Racer. They don't have a pathway to the bomb sites. They just took a lot of fights through middle. They want to make sure that Nikki doesn't get a few cheeky frags. Well, he may be destined for at least one. There's a couple players in close enough. Actually, no, they're not even in the same position. I thought the player over at Chair was there to support Desin, so this might be a free kill, but no, Desin finds the mark. 5 players stay up for Galaxy Racers. Good for their economy, good for a bit of confidence as well. Fate now onto just pistols.
This is hopefully the round where Galaxy Racer can actually evict Fate from their head. Because it's been a while, and Fate has very much been the specter that is all over their, but really all over everything they're doing. Galaxy Racer second guessing themselves consistently. Now hopefully they can start to bring things together after they win this round, if they win this round, because it's Eagle Force by on the other side, and Blocker is just fighting and giving ships time to press forward.
Well, this time he's going to be punished for a bit of aggression. And the pistols. Oh, Patrick's found one. Tab's going to be able to adjust in time for Blocker, but the nade Relaxa cleans everything up in through middle. He survives on 1 HP as well, but battle scarred and bruised. Get a 7th on the Galaxy Racer side.
Relaxa is now up to a 16-16 after being down 1 and 7. That's incredibly well done from him. Definitely the man who's been stepping up while the rest of his team has been stepping down in certain instances. Tams as well, of course, being the consistent rock for his team. Fate, however, now they are truly on the double eco situation, double eco territory. Well, not exactly, but I'm not sure if they have an AWP in the next round. 2400 Patrick. Yeah, okay, Patrick can drop it. Have we seen them buy the op yet? I don't think we have.
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah.
They've been just getting aggressive. They've been pushing through middle on their actual gun rounds, and the few times the Galaxy Racers has actually gotten the opening kills, they've not really had too many fighting chances. So I think it's that's a soon TM moment for Fate. They'll pick it up soon enough, I'm sure.
Galaxy Racer, very chilled, very calm. Don't want to make any mistakes over here, but let's wait and see. Hopefully Fate are not going to find too many kills over here, and Galaxy Racer can continue to brush up their confidence, because they definitely need it.
Well, a couple of smokes do go over now towards the A-bomb site, and it's well read, it seems. The fact that Fate were about to rotate away to contest the B-bomb site, this is a good read on the situation here from that T side. The problem is that there's a flank through Palace, and I think they've now realized that this is a bit of a fake play, but they want to make sure they deal with this lurker.
Well, if they can even get the AK forward, it's really important. They're not in a great position for their money, and when they get that kill and pick up the AK, it'll be very difficult to pry it out of their hands when you're in a 4 versus 4. Blocker's just going to back off with it, hide himself away in Palace more likely than not, and then the CTs can just set up crossfires to try and keep the terrorist side economy from blossoming further than it already has, and also potentially taking another AK forward.
Yeah, it was a good recognition from the T side just to make sure they keep those players there, but also an understanding from Fate that they have an isolated duel on that A-bomb site, so just overwhelm him. Like you said, bring that AK forward to their following gun round. And we'll see if they finally get their hands on the AWP. There it is. Patrick buys it up. And yeah, it makes its way into ship's hands. That's about to be expected. I think it's Nikki that likes the secondary AWP as well, but ship's been having a very strong game overall, so I understand why he maybe takes a bit more priority. I think he also used the primary AWP, but has seen a lot of good form as a rifler as well.
Well, Galaxy Racer going for a much more spread apart default this time around, hoping to find some sort of aggression from Fate. But Fate's playing this much more normally as well. They're contesting with 3 players in mid and 1 player on the A-bomb side, just making sure no one can run out of ballast. I don't know if you can hear the firecrackers in the background, but I hope you can't. Mar is waiting for Plus to push him through towards him. He peeks out wide, catches him with a nade in his hand, and that'll be the first kill for the CT side, while the bomb is still very much back into spawn.
Well, while I can't hear the celebrations on your end, I might begin to hear a few voices from deep and far away on the Fate side. This is a great gun round to find now a couple of opening advantages, and while this bomb will get recovered for Galaxy Racer, and I don't think Freddy Frog's been spotted or been given too much information, the problem is, now that he's sort of poking and prodding this A-bomb site, the fact that there's no more aggression towards the B side of the map, Nikki's pushed into the apartments. This is a very good read from Fate. They know exactly where they're going, and they're going to meet them head on, make sure that they cannot even crack the site.
Relaxa and Dazon in a 2 versus 5, trying to bring it back, but again, there is a problem.
Ticking time bomb.
And, well, that and the flank too.
I actually was referring to the flank as the ticking time bomb.
Oh, all right. I thought you meant the call.
But the time is low as well.
That's true. It all was great. We're all on the same page, but just very poorly so. 2 versus 4, bomb is down. Nikki from behind is going to be the true ticking time bomb, as he will come in and explode. Relaxa in a 1 versus 4. Seems like there's nothing he can really do. His position is also known. They'll be coming in onto him very, very shortly, and it is Mott to shut him down. 15th round secured for Fate. Galaxy Racer didn't care about the money anyhow. They had enough to be able to buy very comfortably regardless.
Yeah, they just need rounds. And, I mean, the fact that they're moving so slowly, I was expecting Galaxy Racers to be a bit faster on their CT side in particular. And I'm a bit disappointed to see that it's transferred over to the T side. Sure, I understand why Fate are getting aggressive. They are quite an aggro team in general, but the fact now that they have the lead and they had a comfortable one coming into the second half, obviously they're going to take a few more risks. I think there needs to be a bit more conviction on the Galaxy Racer side, because even when they're going for these site hits, it's a little slow pace.
Well, this should be slightly a faster pace, though, as we are going to see a full A-site execute come through soon enough. But again, you can see there's quite a few CTs in the vicinity, and they'll start to rotate over, especially the player on B short can also make his way through ladder room into jungle, so there's effectively 4 players here by the time they actually enter the site itself. Flashes go forward, Ships is waiting for someone from mid, but it's Patrick to be taken down first. There's a trade, it's Blocker to come alive with 2, looking for more, but Pleasant finds him instead. Relaxa, meanwhile, sees the barrel of the off around the corner, leaving it all to the AKs. And with that, just a singular AK left. Mara versus 3. He did start off the game with a bang with a great 1v2. Can he do it again?
Yeah, I think this time we're actually going to get a save call that ends up as a save call.
Gasp.
Much better from Galaxy Racers. The execute, the flashes did a lot to secure themselves that opening frag, and although it was a good effort from Blocker to get a couple of frags right back, nobody was really in towards the site or could see past the smokes well enough to provide much support. So much better spacing and pacing from the Racer side. I just hope that there's a bit of pace and a bit of momentum picked up on that T side. Now I'm getting to hear a few fireworks. There's a few pops in the background.
They're getting a bit louder, but hey.
I didn't realize everybody around you was a Fate fan.
Well, you know it. They're all about that Fate. Exactly why there's fireworks. Hey man, for some reason people in Pakistan really biased against Galaxy RACER, but Ships will take down Freddy Frog, and Relaxa in the meanwhile had a chance but could not capitalize to take away the life of Blocker in response. I believe it was the smoke from the Molotov which made it impossible for him to find that. Tabs is now waiting inside that smoke. Flashbang ready and primed. Will go over. Tabs will push through. He can't catch off Patrick even if his position is found out. Patrick flashes for himself and he's going to peek out. Finds the kill. Beautifully done. And it's all down to Dezon to bring it back 1 by 1.
Yeah, the double up on the T side has yielded no results. The Pleasant is now able to switch out back towards the AK. And while they're still a bit spread out, it does seem like there's a congressional play or a conference of sorts organized on the A-bomb site. Of course, about establishing a bit of control. I think they're going to get this player boosted into window, see if they can go for a 3-pronged assault. Because they're that man down, they need to take a bit of a gamble, hope that these players can come up big.
The problem with 3-pronged assaults is that each one of those prongs can be very flimsy, but right now Relaxa is proving to be quite difficult to deal with. Weston as well catches off Mar, and it'll all be about Patrick in the back lines who can't connect with the shots. And Nikki finds out that, unfortunately, there were also 3 separate prongs on the CT side, and they just happen to be a little bit more brittle than those of the terrorists. 15-10, Galaxy RACER against all odds have made double digits.
Yeah, it seems like they're really picking things up, especially in these past few rounds. Just the late round decision making is a bit quicker to the trigger. Like I was sort of saying, a bit more leadership. It feels like just a bit of conviction behind their actions as opposed to holding, waiting for fate to make the first move. Because ultimately on that T side, time is against you. You need to juggle that up. I think there was a bit of conditioning done as well by Fate to start off the half with how aggressive they were being. And that's part of the reason why GR slowed things down so significantly. But now that the game's getting a little closer, Fate may not go for those types of plays.
Nikki has an AWP. Are they going to force buy around it?
No.
No. Is it Deagles at least? Okay, it's P250. I can live with that. I like some additional Kevlar at the very least with the AWP that is solitary on the CT side. However, first and foremost, we needed to see Patrick as he pushes into Dezon and Freddy Frog inside Palace and goes down right there. And then when he sees 2 players there, that's prompting a lot of CT side rotations, and that's going to be troubling. Because really, the bomb's all the way over towards B, and they will realize it, but it's a little bit too late at this point to bring it back.
Oh, okay. Oh. How has Mar gotten 2? Rapid, back-to-back. They've now got some control on the site. The bomb as well. Relaxa trying to get kills with the ult, but Nicky's there with one of his own. That will have caught them completely by surprise. And, well, you have the A-bomb site, but Galaxy RACER, you're missing the package. Has to be a recovery now. Dezon, Freddy Frog, how do they approach this? Because now they've taken up the B apartments. Now they have that deep sight line over the rotation.
There are smokes at the very least. So Freddy Frog and Dezon could theoretically smoke off the market window to be able to get in. But the AWP on the other side is just waiting for them to cross. And they've got 2 of those. One shoots in, the other one backs off. And now Dezon, left on 12 HP, is in such a precarious position. He needs to hit those instant headshots because even if the off shot misses, there's still enough. And he's tagged up Dezon, down to 5 HP. And they do bring him down. Nikki, with 2 consecutive shots through a wall, will get a very seemingly unlikely kill right